sweet soul. Welcome back. It's been a bit silent here, I know. And today I felt called for this video. It's about soul journeys and my recent experience of it. So last week I was spending some time with a new friend in Jalapa, Mexico at Casa Isabel on the beach, and we talked for quite a while. If you have ever come across human design and are interested in learning a bit about additional guidance in your life, additional blueprints, something that might resonate in how you want to work with your energy, then look that up on humandesign.org. There is a free profile generator. It talks about the constitution and energetic characteristics that you got at birth. It's a little bit like a birth horoscope, and it is for your energy type. And I've learned a lot from it. So I'm a projector according to human design. And the friend who I talked with, Christielle, she is a reflector. And that means that our energy centers are very open, hers even more than mine. And we are very perceptive in what's going on around us, and sometimes need to retreat to know what's going on within us, so that we step back from outer influence. And she said this beautiful, beautiful quote of, "It takes a whole lot of discipline to be a free spirit." And I appreciated that so much, because many times I have been characterized as a free spirit, and I know that I'm gonna lose the ground if I don't make sure that I do my daily practices, including yoga, asana, meditation, pranayama, putting some good stuff in my body nutrition-wise, hydrating enough, and making sure I get good rest. So that's something that is maybe the anchor in my spiritual practice. And it's also a self-love practice, taking good care of my grounding and surrounding myself with good people and beings like this little one. His name is Roscoe, and he is a wonderful companion. So I'm still in Mexico. I got to spend some more time here after my initially planned vacation, because I got that virus that's traveling the world, and it wasn't too harsh for me. I recovered fairly gently and without any trouble. Keep doing my breathing exercises to make sure. And tested positive again a week later, or still. And so figured that I was supposed to stay here a little while longer, and so I did. And I've met some beautiful, beautiful new friends, and it's not the first time I meet them. I feel like we go back a long way to some other lifetimes. If that's too far out for you, that's okay. I very much believe that we come around again and again, and I don't expect to change anybody's mind on that. It is a felt experience that I have in my body, and that's all I can base that on. And within these encounters, there is always a lot of energetic exchange. Like, in some way, it feels very enriching, and in other ways, it can also feel like that takes quite a bit of energy, so it takes some time to integrate afterwards. You're like, all right, this is me now in 3D world, and here are these other levels in which I am present, and maybe that takes some extra coming back together. And I've also been tapping into my inner guidance a lot recently, and I have often questioned that inner guidance, and hey, when is it intuition and when is it impulse? And that's another reminder that came up with Christielle in our conversation last week, that intuition is that gentle, kind voice that doesn't come with a lot of emotional charge or attachment, and that our impulses, our ego impulses, are the ones that do come with a lot of attachment and potentially emotional charge. And so I just keep trusting in that whenever I follow my inner hunches that if I don't get too attached to the outcome, it will lead me to the better outcome no matter what. Because that's intuition guiding me. And when I do get stressed about choices that I have to make, same story. I come back to my practice, to my spiritual practice. And yeah, you can see the beautiful palm trees in the background here. And I'm checking my notes to make sure that I get to speak about everything that I wanted to talk about. So yeah, if the opportunity passes and we didn't take it, because sometimes I put so much pressure on myself, oh, I gotta decide this by this and that time, then maybe that opportunity wasn't the one that was meant for us. It was maybe the opportunity that was meant to remind us to reevaluate, wait, what are the things that I exactly wanted? And if that opportunity does not exactly fulfill that, then it takes the courage to say no to that one so that the right thing can still drop in. Another thing that I've learned, relearned, remembered, is that it may often look different from what I thought. That in one way, I may not be getting what I asked for at all, yet on several other layers and levels, I do, and more so than I could imagine. So all of that is fascinating to me. And I could just sit here and meditate for hours, and then of course I get distracted and I don't for hours. I do meditate every day, and there is a large part of me that wants to experience life, and that's good. Like, both of those things we can hold at the same time. The wishing for some experiences and different experiences, new experiences, and the wish for some inner peace, groundedness, non-attachment, and balance. And the less attached we are to what a particular outcome shall look like, the more we can enjoy what is here. Let that sink in for a moment. So, one other thing I noticed is our soul tells us the path one step at a time. So it's often difficult to plan way ahead, because things shift as we make our choices. And these past few days, I've had a few wild rides on the soul journey. I've had a few very clear visions and words coming through. And the challenge is not necessarily to notice them. The challenge is more to be present enough with those smaller inputs that are not as loud as our other 3D senses. So for example, when I have a clairvoyant vision coming through, and that's like an overlay, that is something that is visible to me, especially when I close my eyes. And if I run around distracted, it's harder to notice. Or I won't take the pause to really digest that. And yeah, maybe that's a bit far out there for some of you. Maybe for some of you that allows you to feel seen and feel like, oh, that's what that is. Not crazy. Or maybe we all are. Who cares? It's just a random label. And the last thing that I've often questioned is, what if I follow these wild hunches and these clear visions, or what I hear there, and it's wrong? What if my hunches are shenanigans, as Marilyn said at some point? That's okay. Because if I reflect on the analysis that my rational mind always does, some of those choices have also been shenanigans. So things weren't always as they seemed. And when that big planner girl inside of me takes all her notes and makes her analysis, then the conclusions that she comes to, they may be right often, they may be wrong sometimes. And if some of my hunches lead me astray and lead me to something where I was like, huh? That's also okay, because maybe I learned something else, something surprising that I didn't expect. So for all of that, stay grounded in your practice, trust yourself, trust your intuition, and dare to follow those little soul hunches. Let me know what you think. Let me know some feedback, what you feel. I love you.